The massive starship Celestial Voyager hummed with quiet energy as it prepared for its deep space research mission. Captain J. Park stood near the primary navigation console, his dark eyes scanning the holographic star charts with practiced precision. At 42, he was a seasoned space explorer with 15 years of interstellar missions under his belt. Hyun Kim walked onto the bridge, his footsteps measured and deliberate. The newly assigned co-pilot carried a datapad, his posture stiff and professional. He was younger, perhaps 35, with sharp features and a carefully maintained appearance. Something in his eyes suggested an internal tension that went beyond mere professional anxiety. The ship's systems blinked to life around them. Sophisticated navigation computers mapped potential routes through a complex asteroid field near the Orion cluster. This mission was critical. A research expedition to study rare mineral formations that could potentially revolutionize deep space mining technologies. Captain Park noticed Hyun's subtle hesitation. There was something in the way Hyun positioned himself, slightly apart from the main control systems, that spoke of more than just professional distance. Micro-expressions flickered across Hyun's face, a mixture of competence and something else. Reservation. Uncertainty. "We'll be navigating through the Gamma 9 sector," Jay said, breaking the silence. His voice was calm, professional, revealing nothing of the underlying tension. "The asteroid field is unpredictable. We'll need precise coordination." Hyun nodded, his response measured. "Understood, Captain." The communication was polite but distant. Years of space exploration had taught Jay to read people, and something about Hyun's behavior suggested deeper complications. The mission briefing hadn't mentioned any potential interpersonal issues, but Jay could sense an unspoken narrative brewing. Around them, the ship's automated systems began pre-flight checks. Holographic displays showed complex calculations, potential trajectory options, and system readiness levels. Outside the massive viewports, the endless darkness of space stretched infinitely, indifferent to human complexities. A junior navigation officer approached, handing additional mission parameters to Hyun. Their brief interaction was awkward, with minimal eye contact. Jay observed silently, his experienced mind processing every subtle detail. The Celestial Voyager represented millions in research funding and cutting-edge technological innovation. Its mission could potentially unlock new understanding of distant planetary systems. Yet here they were, two professionals wrestling with unspoken tensions that threatened to undermine everything. Hyun's fingers moved across the navigation controls with technical precision. His skills were undeniable, top graduate from the Interstellar Navigation Academy, multiple commendations, an impressive service record. But something else was happening beneath the professional veneer. "Any specific concerns about the mission parameters?" Jay asked, his tone deliberately neutral. Hyun paused, a millisecond of hesitation revealing more than his carefully constructed response. "No, Captain. All systems are fully operational." The lie hung in the air, transparent yet unacknowledged. As the ship prepared for launch, the crew moved with synchronized efficiency. Each team member represented years of training, selected through rigorous psychological and technical assessments. Yet human complexity always remained unpredictable, challenging, potentially disruptive. The massive engines began their pre-launch sequence. Electromagnetic fields synchronized, gravitational stabilizers engaged. The entire vessel became a complex living organism, preparing to breach the boundaries of known space. Jay watched Hyun, sensing the unresolved narrative that would inevitably unfold. Space missions demanded perfect synchronization, absolute trust. Any fracture in that fundamental relationship could mean the difference between mission success and catastrophic failure. As the countdown began, both men stood at their respective stations. Professional. Distant. Waiting. The first stage of their journey was about to begin. The first week of the mission passed with a tension that could be cut with a knife. Hyun's navigation calculations, while technically perfect, lacked the fluid intuition that typically characterized exceptional space pilots. He maintained a cold, precise distance from Captain J. Park, communicating only when absolutely necessary. During a routine system calibration, Hyun's fingers hesitated over a critical navigation adjustment. Jay noticed the split-second pause. A moment of uncertainty that could spell disaster in the unforgiving environment of deep space. The asteroid field ahead was treacherous, with massive rock formations constantly shifting and changing trajectory. "Is there a problem with the calculation?" Jay asked, his voice calm but direct. Hyun's response was immediate, almost defensive. "No, Captain. Everything is within acceptable parameters." But it wasn't. Jay recognized the subtle signs of professional discomfort. Years of experience had taught him to read between the lines of technical jargon and professional courtesy. Something was off, and it wasn't just about navigation. During mealtimes in the ship's compact dining area, the tension became more pronounced. Other crew members noticed the uncomfortable silence between the captain and co-pilot. Conversations would die when Hyun entered, replaced by awkward glances and hushed whispers. A junior engineer, Sarah Wong, attempted to break the ice during one meal. "We've got some interesting mineral readings from the latest scan," she offered, her voice hopeful. Hyun's response was a curt nod. Jay observed the interaction, his mind working to understand the underlying dynamics. The ship's artificial intelligence, ARIA, began to notice anomalies in communication patterns. Micro-delays in response times, increased heart rates during interactions between Jay and Hyun, subtle changes in verbal communication protocols all pointed to an unresolved conflict. During a critical navigation sequence through a narrow asteroid corridor, the tension reached a breaking point. Hyun's calculations seemed deliberately obtuse, introducing unnecessary complexity into what should have been a straightforward navigation path. "This route adds unnecessary risk," Jay commented, studying the holographic navigation display. Hyun's response was sharp. "The calculations are mathematically sound, Captain." But they both knew that space navigation was more art than pure mathematics. It required intuition, experience, and a deep understanding of spatial dynamics that went beyond simple numerical calculations. The crew began to take sides subtly. Some supported Jay's experienced leadership, while others were intrigued by Hyun's technically perfect approach. The ship became a microcosm of professional tension, with each interaction loaded with unspoken meanings. Late one night, when most of the crew was in sleep rotation, Jay reviewed Hyun's personnel file again. Top academic scores, multiple commendations, but something was missing. A human element that couldn't be captured by standard performance metrics. Aria's voice broke the silence. "Captain, I detect increased psychological stress between you and co-pilot Kim. Shall I initiate conflict resolution protocols?" Jay waved off the suggestion. "Not yet, Aria." The asteroid field outside became a metaphor for their relationship. Massive, unpredictable, potentially destructive. Each moment was a calculation, each interaction a potential collision. As the ship continued its journey, the friction between Jay and Hyun became the most significant challenge of their mission. It wasn't just about navigation or technical skills. Something deeper was at play, a conflict that would require more than standard professional protocols to resolve. The vast emptiness of space surrounded them, indifferent to human complexities, waiting to reveal the true nature of their relationship. Alarms blared across the celestial Voyager's bridge. Red warning lights pulsed with urgent intensity, casting sharp shadows across the worried faces of the crew. An unexpected electromagnetic storm had emerged from nowhere, threatening to destroy everything. Hyun's initial navigation calculations proved catastrophically wrong. Massive asteroid fragments began spinning toward the ship at incredible speeds. Each potential collision could puncture the vessel's protective hull, spelling certain death for everyone on board. "Adjust course by 0.03 degrees starboard," Jay shouted, his hands moving across multiple control panels simultaneously. Hyun hesitated. His fingers froze above the navigation controls, a critical moment of indecision that could mean the difference between survival and destruction. The ship's computer began calculating potential impact scenarios, each simulation more terrifying than the last. The massive asteroids looked like prehistoric monsters tumbling through the dark void of space. Some were small as city buses, others larger than entire buildings. Their random trajectories created a deadly dance of potential destruction. Arya, the ship's artificial intelligence, began rapid-fire calculations. Collision probability at 78.6% with current navigation parameters, the AI reported, its synthetic voice devoid of emotion. Jay realized they had mere minutes to change their trajectory. One wrong move would send them into a field of certain destruction. Sweat beaded on his forehead, his eyes darting between multiple holographic displays. Hyun's professional facade began to crack. His breathing became rapid, hands shaking slightly as he attempted to input complex navigation corrections. Years of training seemed to evaporate under the intense pressure of the moment. "I need your full concentration," Jay barked, his voice cutting through Hyun's mounting panic. The ship groaned. Metallic stress sounds echoed through the hull as massive gravitational forces pushed against their protective shields. Smaller asteroid fragments began peppering the exterior, creating a terrifying soundtrack of potential doom. Junior crew members looked to their captain and co-pilot, their faces a mixture of terror and desperate hope. This was the moment that would define their mission, perhaps their entire lives. Jay realized he would need to override standard protocol. With lightning-fast movements, he began inputting manual navigation corrections, his fingers dancing across multiple control systems simultaneously. Compensating for electromagnetic interference, he muttered, more to himself than anyone else. Han watched, a strange mixture of fear and professional respect emerging in his eyes. The captain's movements were precise, almost superhuman in their efficiency. Years of experience translated into split-second decisions that could save everyone. Arya continued its relentless calculations. Collision probability reducing. Current survival estimate, 62.4% and increasing. The largest asteroid, a massive tumbling rock larger than the ship itself, seemed to be on a direct collision course. Its irregular rotation made standard avoidance protocols nearly impossible. Emergency lateral thrust, Jay commanded. This time, Hyun didn't hesitate. His hands moved in perfect synchronization with the captain's commands. Whatever personal tensions existed between them dissolved in the face of imminent destruction. The ship lurched violently. Crew members were thrown against safety harnesses. Equipment crashed around them. For several terrifying seconds, it seemed like they might not survive. Then silence. The asteroid field slowly drifted past them. Emergency systems hummed. Damage control reports began flooding the main display. Jay and Hyun looked at each other, a moment of shared understanding passing between them. They had survived, not through individual brilliance, but through unexpected collaboration. "Damage report," Jay said quietly. Arya responded, "Minor external hull breaches. Structural integrity at 93.7%. All crews safe." Outside, the endless darkness of space continued its indifferent journey, holding secrets of survival and unexpected unity. The aftermath of the asteroid field crisis changed everything. Repair teams worked tirelessly, moving through damaged sections of the celestial Voyager with precision and determination. Hyun found himself working alongside Jay, their previous tension replaced by a newfound sense of professional respect. During one critical repair session, Hyun noticed how Jay managed the team. His leadership wasn't about giving orders, but about understanding each crew member's strengths. Small gestures, a reassuring nod, a quick word of encouragement, transformed the repair work from a mechanical task to a collective effort. "We'll need to realign the secondary power coupling," Jay said, pointing to a damaged section of the ship's internal systems. Hyun surprised himself by offering a detailed technical solution. His voice was different now, less guarded, more collaborative. The near-death experience had stripped away the layers of professional pretense. Arya's diagnostic systems continued to monitor their interactions. The ship's AI noted significant changes in communication patterns, stress levels, and collaborative efficiency. During a late-night strategy meeting, Hyun shared something unexpected. He spoke about his background, growing up in a small research station, the challenges of space exploration, his family's complex history. Jay listened, truly listened, without judgment. The ship's medical officer, Dr. Lee, noticed the change first. "You two seem different," she commented during a routine health check. Something shifted during that asteroid field encounter. Shared meals became moments of genuine conversation. The crew watched in quiet amazement as Jay and Hyun began to work as a unified team. Their previous tension seemed like a distant memory, replaced by a deep professional understanding. One particularly challenging navigation sequence required them to work in perfect synchronization. Hyun's technical precision combined with Jay's intuitive understanding of space dynamics created something remarkable. They anticipated each other's moves, completed each other's thoughts. "Your navigation approach is impressive," Jay admitted during a quiet moment. "Not just technically perfect, but creative." Hyun appreciated the genuine compliment. "Your leadership saved us during the asteroid field," he responded, his voice carrying a newfound respect. The crew began to notice subtle changes. Shared jokes, collaborative decision-making, a sense of mutual understanding that went beyond professional requirements. What had started as a potentially disastrous mission was transforming into something extraordinary. During a complex scientific observation of a nearby neutron star, their collaboration reached new heights. Hyun's detailed calculations combined perfectly with Jay's strategic oversight. They were no longer just colleagues, they had become a team. Arya captured the moment, recording the seamless interaction for mission logs. The ship's AI noted a 94.7% improvement in collaborative efficiency between the two primary officers. Late one night, as most of the crew slept, Hyun shared a personal story about his previous missions. Jay listened, offering insights, asking thoughtful questions. The walls that had previously separated them had completely dissolved. The scientific mission continued, but something fundamental had changed. Their previous tensions seemed like a distant memory, replaced by a deep, genuine respect. "We make a good team," Jay said one morning, reviewing their latest mission data. Hyun smiled, a genuine, unguarded smile that transformed his previously serious expression. "We do," he agreed. Outside the ship's massive viewport, the universe continued its endless dance. Stars burned, galaxies spun, and two individuals who had once been divided now worked as a single, unified force. The celestial voyager moved forward, a testament to the power of understanding, collaboration, and the unexpected ways human connections can form. Dr. Lee watched them from a distance, making a note in her log. Something remarkable was happening, a transformation that went beyond professional requirements, touching something deeply human. Space continued its silent journey, holding witness to this small but significant moment of human connection. As the celestial voyager approached its final research destination, Jay and Hyun had become more than just colleagues. Their relationship had transformed into a deep professional partnership that bordered on friendship. The mission's primary objective was to study a rare quantum anomaly near the edge of a distant star system. This would be their most challenging scientific exploration yet. Previous research teams had failed to gather meaningful data, making their mission critical for understanding advanced space phenomenon. Arya projected holographic images of the quantum field, revealing complex energy patterns that defy traditional scientific understanding. Hyun's technical expertise combined perfectly with Jay's intuitive approach to space exploration. "We'll need to adjust our scanning frequency by 0.003 Hz, Hyun suggested, his fingers dancing across the navigation controls. Jay nodded, understanding the subtle complexity of the proposed approach. Their communication had become almost telepathic, each anticipating the other's thoughts and strategies. The crew watched in quiet admiration. What had started as a mission filled with tension had become a remarkable example of professional collaboration. Their previous differences seemed like a distant memory, replaced by mutual respect and understanding. Unexpected challenges emerged as they approached the quantum anomaly. Strange energy signatures began interfering with the ship's systems. Traditional navigation protocols became useless in the face of such complex scientific phenomena. Stabilizing quantum shields, Jay called out, his hands moving with practiced precision. Hyun responded immediately, adjusting secondary systems to compensate for the increasing energy fluctuations. Their movements were synchronized, a dance of technical expertise and intuitive understanding. The quantum anomaly began to reveal its secrets. Incredible energy patterns danced outside the ship's viewports, creating a light show that defied scientific explanation. Decades of research had never captured anything like this moment. Dr. Lee monitored the scientific readings, her eyes wide with excitement. "These readings are unprecedented," she whispered, more to herself than anyone else. Aria's systems worked overtime, processing massive amounts of data. The ship's artificial intelligence noted the exceptional collaborative efficiency between Jay and Hyun, a partnership that had become the mission's greatest asset. As they collected the final data points, something extraordinary happened. The quantum anomaly seemed to respond to their collective consciousness, revealing patterns that no previous research team had ever discovered. "We did it," Hyun said, his voice carrying a mixture of professional pride and genuine excitement. Jay smiled, placing a supportive hand on Hyun's shoulder. Their relationship had become something far beyond their initial professional tension. The mission's success would revolutionize human understanding of quantum space phenomena. But more importantly, it represented a personal transformation that went beyond scientific achievement. Crew members congratulated each other, but the most significant transformation was between Jay and Hyun. Their journey had been about more than just space exploration, it had been about overcoming personal barriers, understanding, and genuine human connection. As the celestial Voyager began its journey back to Earth, everyone knew something remarkable had happened. A mission that could have ended in disaster had become a testament to human potential, collaboration, and the power of mutual respect. Aria calculated the mission's success rate at 99.8%, the highest in the history of space exploration. But no mathematical calculation could capture the human journey that had occurred. The vast darkness of space surrounded them, holding witness to this small but significant moment of human transformation. Stars continued their eternal dance, silent witnesses to a story of understanding, growth, and unexpected connection.